Dear students, welcome to this presentation on effect of alloying elements on steel. The contents are: what is alloy, what is the purpose of alloying, what is the effect of alloying elements. Alloy is a mixture of two or more elements having metallic properties. The element present in the largest proportion is a metal, and the others can be metals or non-metals. The elements which is present in the largest amount is called as base metal, parent metal or solvent. Other elements are called as alloying elements or solute. Purpose of alloying. What is the need of alloying? Plain carbon steels are very satisfactory where strength and other requirements are not too severe. They are also used at ordinary temperatures and in atmospheres that are not highly corrosive, but their relatively low hardenability limits the strength that can be obtained except in fairly thin sections. So the purpose of alloying is to increase hardenability, improve strength at ordinary temperatures, improve mechanical properties at either high or low temperatures, improve toughness at any minimum hardness or strength, increase wear resistance, increase corrosion resistance, and improve magnetic properties. Effect of alloying elements. The first effect of alloying elements on steel is solid solution strengthening or hardening. Most of the alloying elements are soluble in ferrite to some extent and forms solid solutions when added to steel. Solid solutions are harder and stronger than pure metals, and hence these elements increase the strength and hardness of steels. Examples are manganese, chromium, tungsten, molybdenum, vanadium, titanium, nickel, silicon, aluminium, zirconium, phosphorus, etc. This is the graph between hardness and the alloying element in alpha iron. So from this graph we can conclude that the higher increase in the hardness can be obtained with the smaller amount of phosphorus. Then in the decreasing order, the silicon is there, then manganese, nickel, molybdenum, vanadium, tungsten and chromium. Hardening effects of various alloying elements dissolved in pure iron. Next is formation of carbides. Some of the alloying elements combine with carbon in steel and form respective carbides. These alloy carbides are hard and increase wear and abrasion resistance of steels. They also increase the resistance to tempering, that is softening at elevated temperatures. Examples are titanium, zirconium, vanadium, niobium, tungsten, molybdenum, chromium, manganese, etc. Formation of intermediate compounds. Some of the elements form intermediate compounds with iron. Example FeCr, that is sigma phase in high chromium alloys, Fe3W2 in tool steels. Examples are nickel, silicon, aluminium, zirconium, vanadium, titanium, tungsten, chromium, etc. These phases increase the brittleness of steel and hence their presence is undesirable. Next is formation of inclusions. Some elements may combine with oxygen and form oxide particles in the steel when added to steel. Examples are silicon, aluminium, manganese, chromium, vanadium, titanium, etc. Next is the lowering of critical cooling rate. Most of the alloying elements except cobalt shape the isothermal transformation diagram or the time temperature transformation diagram to the right side, thus decreasing the critical cooling rate. This effect is very useful for increasing the hardenability of steel. Example, manganese, molybdenum, chromium and nickel. The next effect on steel is shifting of critical temperatures. This is a plot between eutectoid temperatures and weight percent alloying element. So we can say that even a smaller amount of titanium will increase the eutectoid temperature. Then in the decreasing order, the molybdenum is there, silicon, tungsten, chromium, manganese and nickel. So in the decreasing order, these alloying elements will affect the eutectoid temperature. The next effect is shifting of eutectoid carbon. We know that for a plain carbon steel and with a slower cooling rate, the 100% pearlite is obtained at a 0.8% carbon, that is with eutectoid composition. But from this graph between percent carbon of eutectoid and the weight percent alloying element, we can say that as the amount of alloying element increases, the percent carbon of eutectoid will decrease. So in the decreasing order, we can say the nickel is the element which highly affect the eutectoid carbon. After nickel, there is chromium, manganese, silicon, tungsten, molybdenum and titanium. So these are the effect of various alloying elements on the mechanical properties of steel. Thank you.